sometimes there's sort of a macho thing going on in atheism where we say we're not scared of certain things. Ricky Gervais, for example, and I've heard you say about the afterlife, I was not alive for a very long time before. I'm not going to be alive, so it doesn't bother me. Is that how you really feel, or is it something you have to say to yourself for comfort?
It's something I feel. I don't think of it as macho. I mean, it's just rational, actually. I mean, I think I probably quoted Mark Twain saying, "I was dead for billions of years before I was born and never suffered the smallest inconvenience." Bertrand Russell said, "When I die, I shall rot, and nothing of my ego shall survive. I'm not a young man, and I love life, but I would scorn to shiver with terror at the thought of annihilation." We have to live in the moment, because when we're dead, we don't exist at all, and so there's nothing to fear there. There's a lot to miss, because if you love life, as Bertrand Russell said he did, and I do, then it's very sad to miss life. It's very sad to miss out, if you're a scientist, on all the things that are going to happen. I mean, things are developing all the time, and it would be wonderful to know what people will know in 500 years' time. That would be a supremely interesting thing. And so it is sad to miss that.
Yeah. It actually keeps me up at night. So I had this whole existential crisis talking to David Baddiel yesterday, just thinking, what can I think of that will comfort me in this? And I guess that's what I mean when I say, so Ricky Gervais also says that, I was dead for millions of years before, I'd be dead for eternity after. It doesn't work for me to comfort me. Have you got anything?
Yes, I not really, no. I just don't think there's any point in being comforted by a lie.
No.
So better face up to the truth, really.
If you could inject a serum into your mind or something that would make you believe the lie just for comfort's sake, would you do that?
No, I don't think so. I think it's an interesting question, and make me believe a lie? No. Make me not worry about a truth that worries me about it. What I worry about at present, yes, I think. If say, I can't think of an example, but I could imagine being frightened of something, or being upset about something, and a drug that you inject that makes you no longer upset. But I don't think I'd want a drug that made me believe a falsehood.
I suppose that's a bit Brave New World with the soma that they put into.
It's a very good parallel, yes. And the savage in Brave New World actually had this argument with the world controller, Mustafa Mond, where the savage was saying Shakespeare's good, and Mustafa Mond was saying yes, but the downside of that is you have all the terrible emotions and sadness and things that you get in Hamlet and Othello and Romeo and Juliet, and the savage was saying, that's what I want. And Mustafa Mond said, you're welcome.
When I read that as a teenager, I was on the side of the savage going, yeah, Shakespeare's great and all this stuff. And I reread it recently and I found myself a little less clear on where I stand. Because I thought, gosh, I do worry a lot, and it would be nice to just take a drug and be fine.
Yes, I can see that.
But you wouldn't take that one that makes you believe there's an afterlife.
I wouldn't want to make me believe in a falsehood. I might take one that makes me not worry about something I do worry about.
Yeah. Do you think there's something about the human need to believe in these things? Like, what is it about us that makes us believe?
I don't understand why something that you can call a need to believe, or getting comfort from belief, actually makes you believe. You can't will yourself to believe something. Either you believe it or you don't. You can't say, I want to believe so-and-so, therefore I do. If the evidence doesn't support it, how can you believe it? Reality, as understood by science, is amazing and wonderful, and the fact that we can apprehend it, the fact that we can understand it, the fact that we, unlike any of our ancestors up to a century or so ago, 2 centuries maybe, really hadn't a clue why we existed and where we come from, and we now have a very good understanding of that, and it's beautiful. I mean, the beauty of understanding, the poetry of understanding, is what I mean by science as the poetry of reality.
I suppose some people could argue, because they used to think stars were, I think, what, holes in the heavens or something.
Yes.
That, in some senses, that's more beautiful than bubbles of gas, isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
No.
No.
And why? Is it because it's truth that it's more beautiful?
Well, partly that, but also, apart from being true, the alternative, the idea of it being holes in the sky, is just so petty. It's so small. it's so unromantic. It's just parochial.
I sort of wish it were true sometimes.
Oh, come on.
Because I want to continue living.
Well, that's okay. You go on, but I mean, believing that the stars are holes poked in the sky is not going to help you continue living.
Well, the suggestion would then be, like, if the heavens were beyond it and it's heavenly light pouring through, the suggestion would be that I then get to ascend to that plane.
If you want to go on living, I wouldn't go and live in the heaven of any religion.
I would.
Incredibly boring.
Yeah, better, well, less boring than the alternative.
I doubt it.
Really?
I doubt it.